Amanda the Adventurer was a concept that I was intrigued by even back when I played the original free tape demo, so when I heard that they were releasing a full game, I just knew I had to play that immediately. So I was on this before it even became a viral hit. The game has what I'd say are two main gameplay loops, the main one being interacting with these videotapes you find throughout the game where it acts like a haunted Dora the Explorer episode, but unlike the original demo which was fairly linear in how it approached things, they've had the time to really expand on this concept. Such as when you get asked to name your favourite pie, Wooly can react in horror if you say lamb pie, or how you can just get wildly different reactions from Amanda to certain questions, leading to different outcomes. Or even, if you pause the tape at different points, you can get opportunities to do some things outside of the tape, which in some way interacts with the tape itself, such as with the oven in the kitchen. And this also helps you to work towards different endings for the game. That's another thing in Amanda the Adventurer. While the game I'd say is rather light on story, it seems to be laying more of a groundwork for a future sequel that's apparently coming out, it does have these little bits of story that it drip feeds you throughout the game, as well as multiple endings that you can work towards, each of which sends you on all kinds of different paths to obtain them. I will admit it can get annoying when you find out the answer for one route, only for it to get locked off from you entirely, meaning that you need to remember it for the next playthrough. Which on one hand, the game is rather short, so replaying isn't so bad as it helps to give you more time to play the game, but man, do you get sick of seeing some of the same tapes over and over again as you try to figure out how to get the different endings. The puzzles themselves, I'd say for the most part, are fairly engaging. Sure, some of them had me racking my pea-brain to figure them out, but the game rarely oversteps in what it's asking of me. Honestly, I'm not sure if the sequel is one I want to stream. Let me know in the comment section if you'd like to see it, but it seems more like a game that I enjoy just figuring things out at my own pace. Sometimes things could get a little bit obscure, but a lot of the time, if I spent enough time thinking about it, I'm sure I could get to the conclusions of what the game wants from me. As for if the game was scary, not really. The game generally is good at creating a sense of uneasiness about it in certain moments, but I can't say I was ever outright scared of what happened in the game, even in the few attempts it did try to outright alarm me, which is fine. Not every horror game needs to have me deathly afraid to even play it. I think that's one problem that a lot of people seem to have, is everyone expects horror games to be 10 out of 10 horrifying all the time, when sometimes a game just needs to give you a sense of uneasiness while playing it. And honestly, I felt the game was actually weaker when it tried to outright scare me because it just couldn't quite do the job. Graphically, there isn't a whole lot to note here, as visually the game looks fine, and Wooly even has an improved model from the demo, but one thing does jump out to me, and that's Amanda herself still looks bad, and the problem I have with this is I can't tell if it's intentional or not. Part of me thinks that they're trying to capture that old 3D TV look, where a lot of things had that kind of awkwardness to it, but Amanda feels out of place even in her own show, which I'd understand someone might say it's because of her being narratively important and not making sense in the show, but Wooly seems to be narratively important as well, keeping Amanda somewhat calm, so the fact that he blends in a lot better, it just, I don't know, it doesn't seem to make a whole lot of sense, and I feel like they could have done more to help Amanda make sense in the game's visual style. Like how they managed to do so with the monster version of Amanda. Overall though, despite my criticisms of Amanda looking a bit weird, the game getting a little bit too repetitive at certain points, and yeah, some puzzles can be a little bit obscure, I don't think that that's enough to stop me from giving a general recommendation if you're interested. If you're still feeling uncertain though, from what I can tell they do have a demo. It is rather short though, but it should give you a general basis on if you want to try the game at all. For me, as a person who likes these types of experiences like Welcome Home and other projects of a similar nature, this does scratch an itch that I quite enjoyed, and I'm definitely going to be looking to play this sequel when it comes out. If this game seems right for you, go check it out.